You're tuned in. To Stardom 100 Radio. Stardom 100 Radio.
What time is it?
With your host, Tanisha Davis. We're the show that's keeping it all the way 100 with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the heavily orchestrated, never duplicated lyrical symphony known as the Eternal One Eternity, aka Mr. Everlasting, the Lyrical Assassin, and you are tuned into Stardom 100 Radio. Let's go.
Yo, what's poppin'? It's the Young Lion, Sammy, and right now you're tuned in to Stardom 100 Radio. Keep it locked.
What's up, everyone? This is the lovely Tanisha Davis, and welcome to Stardom 100 Radio. Thank you for tuning in with me on this beautiful, beautiful Tuesday morning. I'm sure many of you had an awesome Memorial Day, so let me first start by saying I hope that you had an awesome Memorial Day. Those who have served, those who have lost their lives to serving, on behalf of Stardom 100 Radio, our hearts go out to you. We just want to let you know that we thank you for all that you do, because you all are the real Superman and Superwomen out there every day, risking your lives to make a difference for us. So we thank you. So this morning, I just felt led in my spirit to share a message. You know, this is Stardom 100 Radio. We keep it 100. You know, we talk about everything. And today, I just felt led to talk to you all about generational curses. You know, breaking generational curses. Now, a lot of you have heard about generational curses before. You've heard your grandparents, you've heard many people tell you about generational curses. So how do you break a generational curse? And for some, they may say, well, what is a generational curse? You know, being in the South, growing up in the South, sometimes we tend to talk about things that are what people would consider to be more superstitious. So what is a generational curse? Well, a generational curse is believed to be something that's passed down from one generation to another due to maybe rebellion against God. You know, your family may have been marked. Maybe you notice that a lot of people in your family get divorces. Maybe you notice that incest happens a lot in your family. Poverty happens a lot in your family. Anger issues, mental disorders, health conditions tend to be common, you know, in your family. Whatever, or any other ungodly patterns, you know, great granddad was an alcoholic. Uncle Jojo was an alcoholic. Uncle Nunu was an alcoholic. Auntie Lolo was an alcoholic. Alcoholism just seems to run in the family. So those are things that people would consider to be generational curses, and they tend to be passed down. It's assumed that they're passed down. And then the Bible says that these curses are tied to choices. That a lot of these things are all a choice. In Deuteronomy 30 and 19, it says we can choose either life and blessings or death and curses. And so we have a choice. We can choose the life that we decide to live. And so, like I said, Deuteronomy 30 and 19 says we can choose either life and blessings or death and cursing. And we know that our families had the greatest influence on our development. So if you grow up seeing family members do certain things, then you tend to become what you see. You know, like we talk about like children and in environments that they're raised in. Sometimes you become what your environment is, you know. And even for me, you know, I grew up around drugs. You know, I had family members doing drugs. I had family members stealing, and I had family members going to jail. You know, I saw a lot of violence as I was coming up as a child. So I had to make a choice on the life that I wanted to live. I had to make a choice. I saw a lot of family members dealing with divorce. I saw a lot of the women, you know, having problems with their relationships, you know, whether they got married and the marriage just was going through so much, you know. So I saw a lot of things coming up. And so I had to make a decision. Like Deuteronomy says, you have to make a choice. You choose the life that you want. You choose whether you want to live a blessed life, a life with blessings, or if you want to choose a life with death and cursing. You know, so to break these generational curses, it starts with your mind. You have to make a decision. You have to choose. You have to say, this is what I will allow in my life, or this is not what I will allow in my life. You know, I'm going to make a decision that I'm not going to be like Grandpa Jojo or Grandma So-So. You know, you have to make a decision in your life about what you want for yourself and what you feel is best for you. A lot of our decisions are based off of family influence. So you got to look at your life and say, is this benefiting me? Is this helping me grow? Is this helping me get in the right direction? You know, is this helping me with my spiritual walk with God? Is this helping me with my financial state? You know, you have to look at your life and evaluate your decisions, because honestly, common sense is not so common. Everybody does not use common sense. Everybody does not make logical decisions. Sometimes we make decisions based off of how we were raised or how we grew up. And you have to look at those decisions and say, are these really good decisions? You know, if grandma struggled financially and didn't know how to save money, am I going to grow up and choose to not save my money after watching grandmama struggle and watching grandma not know how to save? Am I going to choose to do the same thing? So this is all a part of breaking generational curses. So take notes of this. You have to think about this. How can I break this generational curse? Even for women, maybe you've seen your mom, you know, get in fights with men all the time, argue with men all the time. You have to grow up and say, do I want to be like that? Do I want to be that person that always argues with my husband, my spouse, you know, for no reason, fighting all the time? Do I want to be that person, or do I want to be different? I choose to be different. I choose not to imitate bad behavior. And see, it's really about imitating bad behavior. Do not imitate bad behavior. If you see that this ruined this person's life, do not choose the same outcome for your life. You have to decide, no, this stops today. Because if you look at your life, a lot of us can see that our decisions have cost us to lose a lot of things because of us making faulty decisions that come from generational curses. You know, it's time out for poverty. It's time out from generation after generation after generation having to deal with poverty. Somebody has got to take a stand and say, I'm not going to go through poverty. I'm not going to be this person who struggles through life, who can't afford to get my kids through college, who can't afford to get a new house or get a car or whatever. We have to make these decisions now. Somebody has to step up and break the curse. That's how you break generational curses. Somebody has to have a made up mind. The light bulb has to click, and they have to say, you know what? I'm going to be the one to set a difference. I'm going to be the one. I made a decision over my life despite what I was told about my life. I was told you're going to be just like this. You know, at the time my mom was dealing with drugs and she had 4 kids. And I had a grandmother, a step grandmother, who was telling me, you're going to be just like your mom. You know, so I said, no, I'm not going to be just like my mom. I'm going to do better with my life. And thank God my mom has turned her life around. She's doing better. So you have to make the decision to break the generational curses in your life. Don't keep doing things that you know are not giving you positive results. If it's leaving you at the end of the rope, struggling, it's time now to say no more. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to make a change. I'm going to be the person in my family that makes that change. So I hope that you took something amazing away from this discussion this morning. I hope that you're encouraged to go out there and make a difference in your family, to break the generational curses off of your family, to not find yourself doing the same thing that you have seen done that has not reaped any results. In the Bible, Jesus destroyed the fig tree when it wasn't producing any fruit. He said, there's no use for you. So you have to look at your life and find out, what do you not need? Where is there some things that I don't have no use for this? So it's time for me to break this off. This is a branch that needs to be broken off of my life. So I hope that you go out, evaluate your life, and break these branches off of your life that are not producing any fruit in your life. It's time to end this repetitious behavior of falling through the cracks. It's time to be successful. It's time to be wealthy. It's time. This is the year. You have the opportunity to change your life. Change what you don't like about your life. Change your mindset. Change your development. You can change anything in your life that you don't want in your life. It's a choice that you have been blessed to make. You have been blessed with the ability to make a choice to choose the life that you would like to live. So I'm praying that each of you listeners today, you make a decision to do better. You choose a better life. You choose a better walk with God. You choose. It's your time to make a choice. You don't have to be like your family. You don't have to listen to people that are not being successful. I don't care who they are. If they're not being successful, if they're not benefiting you, if they're not helping you grow, if they're not helping you get ahead, if all they're doing is weighing you down, just destroying your life, putting you behind, then some people you have to feed with a wooden handle spoon. You have to keep at a distance, and you have to keep it moving, because you have to do what's best for you, because this is your life. This is your life. When you go down in the grave, only one person going in the grave, you. When your life is over, it's over. So now, today, make the changes that you need to make for your life. So I hope each of you have a blessed week. Be sure to tune in to Stardom 100 Radio every week by following us on iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, and Instagram at Stardom 100 Radio, STARRDOM 100 Radio. Be sure to keep up with us on all social media platforms. And if you enjoyed what I shared this morning, comment, follow the show. And if you would like to be a guest on the show, you can email us at stardom100radio@gmail.com. Thank you for tuning in, and have an awesome week.